Hello, Neil. This is Linda. I just opened up the browser window, typed in Google, got to the maps. So let's say I want to select part of the dog park down here. I'm going to zoom in, Command plus a little bit. Maybe I'll use the Google move increase tool here. So let's say I want to choose this part right here. I'm going to go to Command Shift 4. It allows me to select what I want to have in my own map here. Before I let go of my mouse, if I hold down the space bar, I can move this around. Once I let go, there's the screen grab, and here it is right here. I'm double clicking to open, and it automatically opens in preview. So notice here, if you open any other images in preview that are not oriented correctly, this is horizontal and how I want to see it. But if you choose something, if you select something from a page that is vertical, it needs to be horizontal, you can always move it, rotate it with this little rotate button here. But this is how we need it, so that's fine. So now to access the tools to put notations on the image, this little button here, Show Edit Toolbar, little pencil button. If I click that, now we have some tools up here. So starting on the left is the rectangular selection tool and other selections here. I'll just stick with rectangular. If I wanted to crop off part of this, let me open it up a little bit further. Move this up. If I wanted to crop off part of the top here, or maybe part of the left here, if I just pull this out with that selection tool, and I can adjust it here, and if I just hit enter, return, oh no, I'm sorry, correct that. If I hit the crop button here, now it's made that smaller. But actually I don't want to do that, so I'm going to Command Z that and undo my crop. Next in the list here is an alpha selection tool, which allows you to select certain parts of an image based on color or consistency of some sort. We don't need to think about that. The next tool is the rectangular tool. Notice when I clicked on it, let me click off of it again. There's no color function going here. If I click on the rectangular selection tool, the color function comes up, the fill color or the outline color. If I click on that, I can choose, let's say I want something that contrasts against the blue here. I'll choose red. It was already red. If I want to have a different fill color, if I want to make a solidly filled rectangle, that would be my color. This little function here is the width of the line. So right now it's here by default. I could choose a smaller line, thinner line, thicker line, really thick, a dotted line. For some reason I wanted that, but I'll go with default here. So now when I pull this out, let's say I want to designate where Costco is. Oh, it has a fill color there. I don't want a fill color, so I'm going to click the Do Not Fill button out here. Now it's just a square. I can use the arrow tools, up, down, left, right here. While this is still in active mode here, I can scrunch this up. I could pull it in. If I hit enter, return, or nothing happens. Normally when you click the return button, something confirms, but I have to click away. So now while in this working session here, I could come back and click on it and change it, move it, whatever. But I'm going to click away and have this remain. So that's the rectangular. There's also oval shape. If I pull out here, I'm just going to hit delete and get rid of that. There's the line tool. If you want to have just a line pointing to something, and then once again you have to choose the thickness of the line, or do you want it to be an arrow? So let's say we choose an arrow here because I want to designate the dog park here, which is actually up here. So if I go like this, all of a sudden, oh, it's not, how come it's not working right? So I can put my mouse on this point. It wasn't pointing in the right direction. So I could pull it out. So now it's pointing to the dog park. Well, actually, let's point to the title of the dog park. So now I could type something in here. Using the text tool, whatever I want to type in there. And let's go there. Let's go to the text tool. Notice when I click on that, let me click away. When I click on the text tool, it has some choices here: standard text, outline, speech bubble, thought bubble. When I click on it, the text options come up. So this has access to all the different fonts on your computer. Here's the size. Here's the alignment if you're going to have several layers or several lines of text. They can be aligned left, centered, aligned right. So standard typing kinds of things. So now, notice I've got the I-beam. If I click here and then pull out a little bit to give myself room, if I highlight that by just double clicking there we go. So this is the dog park. So now, if I click on that, hit my enter key, it goes away. So I don't want to do that. So if I just click away, now I have it on the image, but maybe it's not in the right place. So if I use my select function here, now I can use my arrow keys, up, down, left, right. If I put my mouse on it, I can move it. So sometimes it's a little tricky if the type tool is active and you want to move the whole box of type. So you have to get out of the type tool and go to the, what would you call this function? The selection function. And that allows you to click on it. And now the whole box is selected, not the type itself. So notice as I'm moving this around, certain alignments come up. So there's a yellow line right now going across the image. Here's the center of the image. It goes up in alignments, and when you get to any particular point, this has a grid function here. So if you want to line something up here on this side and then do another one over here, you would see that yellow line that would allow you to line it up perfectly. If we're going to put this into a Word document, we need to save our changes on this image, Command S. So once I have Command S'd it or saved it, I can go to the save function here. I'm just going to make sure where it went. It's already on my desktop, so it's going to save to my desktop. And I'm going to close that. So now if I want to put that in a Word document, I better open up Word, and here it is. Word is always so slow. There we go. And I will double click on plain old Word document here. And here we are. So if I have a title here, the dog park Chronicles. So let me left justify here. If I want to put my image in there, I just drag from the desktop right here, and there it is. Now it's going to become smaller if it's wider than the document itself, the margins that have been designated. I can pull it in like this if I want. Move it over. Come on, move over. It's not allowing me to move over. I'm going to left arrow click so my cursor is there. So now I can move it over. So then I would put, above, below, whatever I want to indicate here, the dog park, Costco, blah, blah, blah. So that's how I would put it into a Word document, drag and drop, very easy. So the big disadvantage of using preview for this image here is that it's screen quality. It's not print quality. So you want to do a test on one of your regular Word documents or however you do your printed handouts. If this is going to be on paper, make sure you do a test, copy on your copier at home, printer at home, or go to Kinko's or something like that. Because screen quality is not print quality, two different things going on. So test it first. I hope it works out for you. I hope it's clear enough that you can indicate what you need to indicate for the people who are getting this handout. If you have any other questions, let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.